Heading to the Bassmaster Classic in Knoxville in March. Whether it's your first time or returning fan, planning your trip can be overwhelming. In this special Wednesday night live, HellaBass Live, presented by Arsenal Fishing, boosted by Powerlifting, I'm joined by Debo's Fishing to break down exactly how to tackle the 2026 Classic as a fan, whether it's your first time or a veteran, first time in Knoxville. Debo hasn't been in a decade, so we're going to walk through like how to prepare, how to get ready, how to park, how to see the things you want to see, the logistics, the schedule, how to get the baits, and any questions and you got. But we're going to tackle all that, and it should be a fun way to just build some hype for the Classic. So, Debo, stop playing on your phone. We're live.
Sorry. I was texting. I'm trying to get details that we're going to talk about later, trying to get everybody on the same time frame here.
Howdy, everyone.
Hello.
So yeah, we might get into some other stuff at the end, but we'll kind of. So this is your first Classic in a decade.
Yeah, I want to say it was 15 or maybe it was 16. It was, I think, Hartwell is where we were at. I want to say so. Is that like 2015, 16-ish in there? Yeah, it's been like 10 years. So just a couple years
ago. Is 2027 Classics in Hartwell?
I saw that. Yeah, next year. Crazy, full circle.
Right on. So yeah, I guess a couple things. So it's in Knoxville this year, which I guess let's just start. My first Classic was Knoxville, and all right, we got Brian saying we sound good, look good, so we're good there. Like I think I got a little bit spoiled going to Knoxville because I've been to Grand in Tulsa and then last year in Fort Worth. So this will be my fourth Classic, and I've been to 3 other venues. And while the fishing, we probably won't see record-setting weights. We're not going to break records of weights, but I do think it'll be better now in the scope era than it was before. I think the winner will have a limit all 3 days. But that aside, it's a great setup. It's a little bit oval, but like everything is right there. The takeoff, the expo, the weigh-in are in like a, I don't know, 2-3 mile circle. Like you can probably walk between each one, maybe a 15-minute walk. I mean, so it's not like that's like across the street, but it's darn near. And we'll get into more of the details of that. But it's really like, I don't think people realize like Tulsa, Birmingham, Fort Worth, like the lake, the takeoff to the expo, sometimes it'd be 30, 45 minutes, hour and a half away.
Damn.
And then like even last year, the expo was maybe a 15, 20-minute drive from the weigh-in. So this one really is super compact. You can cram it all in. So if you're thinking about it on the fence, Knoxville is a really good one to go to as a fan. If it's, and obviously driving distance and some of that stuff, it's not the cheapest place to fly into if you have not already booked your tickets. So I will tell you that. But Knoxville's a pretty reasonable drive for a lot of the country. I will say
plane tickets. I should have done that a long time ago.
Yeah. I even waited a little too long, but I had some really good tickets, and then they're still okay. But and I guess reasons that I think going to the Classic is really a good experience. I mean, I go there for like some networking and content and stuff like that as part of, this whole like content creation side hustle thing. But after going, I think to be in close proximity with that many like-minded people that are just excited about fishing on various different levels is kind of like there's an energy, there's an aura at the weigh-ins, at the takeoffs, at the expo. So that's one. I think that's just like you just feel the energy.
Mm-hmm.
2, I would say if you want to meet anglers, whether they're current Elite Series anglers that are really still very good anglers that maybe didn't make the Classic this year, maybe had a tough year, maybe had a medical exemption, whatever. You'll see like Bass Pro Tour MLF anglers there. You're going to see Bassmaster Open anglers fans or guys that are trying to fish their way in. You're going to see some of those legacy anglers, right? Like Bill Dance, Hank Parker, Roland Martin, Jimmy Houston. So like if you're kind of legend type, even guys like Paul Elias and I don't know who's all going to be there, but like Stacy King. I mean, like those guys that you grew up watching on TNN. A lot of those guys are going to be there at like Bass Pro booths and Pradco booths and things like that. So if you just think it'd be cool to like shake their hands and maybe have them sign a hat or get a picture, like all of that is really attainable. And obviously, throw some questions in the chat. We'll star them, and we'll definitely get around to those. I think if you're a gear nerd, if you like seeing the newest tackle, and I think Debo checked that bucket for you, right? Like being able to like get your hand. I mean, you can go to some of your local shows, and they're going to have good stuff, but this is definitely the biggest tackle show for bass fishing. And there are some deals. I'm not going to pretend. I'm like, you can get some deals and there's some good times and some certain companies run sales that's their best sale of the year. Like Powerhouse usually does like a really big sale that you can order at the Classic and then they actually drop ship it to you. So it's not like you have to carry like batteries around the show or things like that. And they do typically some of them will do some really crazy deals, blowing out some stuff. Like you'll see guys walking around with like 3 rods and they would have got like 3 rods for like $50 or so there's some crazy sales. But you're gonna see like all the new chatterbaits and all the new frogs and all the like there's a lot of classic releases now, especially iCast is kind of like becoming less of a priority. Companies are making the classic more, and we're starting to see classic exclusive colors like Megabass. Missile Baits typically does some classic releases. I know they did like a Sooner Run colored Magic Worm in Tulsa. So I guess those are three.
I don't even know if they're still around.
Pillars of why I think the Classic is. I mean, then you can also go to see the takeoffs. You can go to the weigh-ins. I guess that's not a big part. If you really want to, that's like probably the fourth reason. I don't know. Any other reasons for you, Debo, that like you think it's cool? I guess I have another one now that I think about it, but
yeah, for me, like maybe not for everybody, but for me is to meet everybody. Like I am so pumped to meet like people in person is just going to be insanely cool. So that's that, and then being able to just, like you said, network. Those are the two biggest things for me, in an attempt to maybe take my channel to something more, in the coming years. Yeah, both of those, super pumped.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing is right. I think over the last time I was in Knoxville, I got to meet Darius briefly, got to shake his hand. I'm going to meet Debo hopefully in person for the first time ever, even though I feel like I already know you, but like,
see if I can avoid you. Try to.
Supposedly I'm going to see Baitman Baxter for the first time in person. Brendan from Brown Bait Co. BBC. I met him at Fort Worth last year. See him. I think he's going to have a booth selling some hand carved or handmade balsa swim baits and crankbaits and stuff. We'll get into some booth specific stuff, but yeah, so I think it's a chance to see people that like geographically I would not run into that are like in my state or one state away.
3.5 hours is too far to drive to meet each other. Yeah, we wouldn't run into each other.
Or it's close enough to drive by them, but not actually drive to meet them. But whatever. Okay. But yeah, like like there's people that like we interact with probably on both of our channels that are from South Carolina or they're from Kentucky or they're from Alabama, right? And like this is like going to be a really great chance to meet up with them. And I think we're going to probably like schedule a meetup time for you and I and a handful of other, I don't know if we call them content creators or social people, just to all be present for maybe an hour and a half. So if somebody wants to stop in and like just say hi to a bunch of us like internet nerds all the same time and probably run into each other, right? So like people that you hang out with in the chats here that you like have like actually a pretty good relationship with, all about them, but maybe never had a chance to like shake their hand and have a Coke or whatever. That'll be cool. Yep, we're definitely going to be there. I assume we can find you, JB, Mr. Bird, at the Strike King Lose booth. I think I ran into you there last year. Yep. Carol's not giving away free hugs this year, so maybe next time.
I'm a hugger too.
Zona Spirit Animal selling memes at his booth. There you go. This was this strategy from Aaron. He's going to strategically spring break trip to Pigeon Forge and then going to do a little. Yeah, Knoxville is a good town. Like I will say that, like even walking around and doing some of the other stuff. Yep, and I met Trevor at Tulsa, the food trucks. Yes, Debo's going to the Classic. If you weren't paying attention, Trevor's not going to make it this year. Chris says, is Debo going to put out old MMA moves to be the first to fondle the new Tatila Elite at the Classic?
I hope so. I mean, I'm such a Daiwa fanboy. I'm going to see if I can send one home with me. No. Not happening.
All right, David said he's going to drive down from Minnesota.
Oh, damn.
Are you going solo or are you bringing...
Solo.
Oh, so
Solo
like,
riding.
pretty sure both of them. They're going... There you go. Yeah, it's a good time. This is a... So let's talk about maybe the logistics. We'll maybe come back to some of the specifics here. I guess let me try to figure out what the best way to do this and kind of help people along here. Boom, boom, boom. So they have a pretty good page on Bassmaster and Experience the Bassmaster Classic. This is a good place to start. It's probably even better when I share the screen. So we're 15 days, 9 hours away. They have like a classic planning tab. So one thing that I will say is we've missed the pre-registration for Bassmaster Life members and Nation members, but they still have this thing where you can go on 9 a.m. Eastern. No, wait, where is it? It's on site 9:30 a.m. on Friday. So before the doors open, there'll probably be like a sign on the expo where you can go in this side door and you can register. And typically that gets you, sometimes some years it gets you like early entrance, like you can get into the show expo an hour early before everybody else with your Bass Nation. You can get like access to like a what's the like a lounge, a members lounge where they have like some snacks and water and chairs to sit down, and they'll have like the Bassmaster live on the screen. So if you just need to like get away from the crowds for a little bit and have some like trail mix and some lemonade, like that's a thing. You typically get a little gift bag with it that has some swag in it. So that's yeah, it'll be just inside off Henley Street and Clinch Avenue. So that can be worth doing if you're a Bass Nation or a Life member. It's also better to do that like ahead of time, but so they do have shuttles. This is not that good of a map. Let me maybe pull up a Knoxville map. Let's try that. And I look at the extended forecast and I'm thinking, it looks like it's gonna be pretty decent weather for like walking around and
I never even checked that.
like
50s? 60?
Yeah, let me all right, let's break this down here. All right, so here is it's right here somewhere. Here's the voluntary landing. Let me get my bearings here. All right, so here's Thompson Bowling Arena is where the weigh-ins are. And then walk by Neyland Stadium here where the Vols play football. But the convention center is, where's that little bad boy? County planning. Why is this? All right, right up here. All right. So right up here on the hill, this is where, like, for me, most of the stuff goes down here. This building here is where most of the action. And when they say Henley and Clinch right here, this is where this little entrance right here is where you can get in early for the Bass Nation like registration if you haven't done that yet. When I was there last time in Friday morning, people were lined up down this street before this started. And they have a couple entrances, but they were lining up both directions to get in. And sometimes that Bass Nation can get you in early. So this is the main building. I guess one thing to point out is that this building here is also part of the expo. So that's like pro tip number 1 for Knoxville is don't forget about this building because there's typically a lot of cool stuff and there's a lot of boats and stuff over here. And there will be some booths over there, but you do have to, maybe there's a way to go through here, but typically people go outside around this rotunda and walk around here. And like they had the dog jumping set up along here. And then out here, there was like food trucks and things like that. So just make sure you don't miss the second building. This building itself has multiple levels to it. And then like in the center, there's actually some like go into like rooms and stuff. So you just got to make sure you're intentional to make sure you go in all the rooms and doors and stuff to make sure you don't miss stuff from a expo. Parking, like to get free parking, you probably got to get over here up in this region. So if you don't want to pay for parking, you probably got to walk 5-6 plus blocks. And then and if you're going to go to Takeoff, that is right down here at Volunteer Landing Park. So it's like maybe 5 blocks walking. They also do have those Lime scooters in Knoxville, which can be lots of fun. But I would say this actually is a really nice setup and there is some parking, so you can drive down here as well. But this is a nice setup, the way they all come down the river like this to watch the takeoff. If you actually want to see everybody's boat and listen to Dave Mercer call out their names and kind of the excitement, that I would say one morning is worth. I don't think you need to do it every morning, but I think one of the 3 mornings, it's pretty cool to go down and catch this. And you got time because the expo doesn't open till like 10 or 11 or something like that the first day. So these are actually, but I will say there's a pretty steep uphill grade from here to here. Just be aware of that. It's not like a flat 4 or 5 block walk to get up there. And then from here to Thompson Bolin is probably the biggest walk, but they also have free shuttles, buses that will just bus you in. And then this whole area here is basically the Tennessee Knoxville campus. So if it's nice out and you're sick of looking at fishing stuff or you want to kill some time, like if you go to the weigh-in in the morning, you could go check out the Knoxville campus for a couple hours and just walk around the campus and see what it's about. It's kind of cool. Knoxville's kind of a cool campus. But everything happens right there. What are your thoughts on Takeoff Expo? What's your Friday, Saturday plan?
I honestly have no idea. I got the early media pass thing. Thanks for sending me that. So the day before, it looks like there's a couple hours where we can go to meet some of the pros. I just don't know most of the people. Like I had a list upstairs: John Cox, Jordan Lee, Cody Meyer. Who else did I have? I had like my top 5. Most of these like young guys and stuff, I just don't follow it enough. I don't know them.
Yeah, I mean, they'll all be the thing at the media day, which is on Thursday, and it's actually at a Bass Pro Shop that's like 20 minutes away from here. So that's not close to here.
But otherwise, I don't know.
But I will say, like, they're all going to be sitting in their boats, and they all have their names on their boats and names on their jersey. So that will be.
Yeah, the ones I want to meet, I know. Oh, John Cruz was another one that's going to be there. So there's like 5 guys that I know, but otherwise, like a lot of the young guys,
I'll be there Sunday, Carol.
So I plan to be there all on Sunday. So
okay, I'm not leaving until Monday morning. Try to catch up on questions here. There you go. Tip from AJ says, stop at the Busch Light booth. He won a sweet Bass LED light last year. Yeah, Clay ditched me last year. He pulled a full Debo. This is a good question. Any tips for getting kids autographs from the pros? Yes. So a lot of the booths will have schedules. Like I think we were looking at Pradco booth, right? Like so like Blake Caps is going to be there at a certain time and Stetson Blaylock's going to be at that time. So if you go around, so a lot of the pros will post their schedules to like their Instagram stories. There is typically schedules at each booth. So you kind of just got to like cover ground and see where they are. Most of them are pretty accessible. There's only a few names. Like if you're just interested in like any anglers, they're going to be all over the place all the time. And if there's certain ones, you're going to have to go like to the booths and find out, when they're going to be there and that kind of stuff, or watch their Instagrams. I don't know if there's like a master schedule that I'm aware of, like on the website or anything. A couple things like sometimes like KVD, Ike, Bill Dance, some of those guys sometimes will create big lines if you care about those. But the key is my secret tip is like if you don't care about going to the weigh-in, because the weigh-in stuff starts at like let's call it 4:00. Well, the expo typically stays open till like 5 or 6. So those last 2 to 3 hours of each day when the weigh-in starts, there is a significant amount of people that go to the weigh-ins, and it kind of clears out. And then typically guys like Ike and KVD and some of those bigger names are still working the expo. And typically you can walk almost right up once the weigh-in starts and just talk about anybody you want at that point. So if the weigh-in is of not concern or you're willing to skip the weigh-in one day, you can get around and talk and meet to a lot of people and kind of have almost no lines. Yep. Hartwell in 27. Let's see here. But so yeah, so I'm gonna do the media thing on Thursday, but that's kind of but specific to fans. I think the Friday morning and Saturday morning, depending when you get in, is a good option to hit the takeoff at least one of those days. I would say go to the expo. Like if you don't like big crowds and you're gonna be there, I would focus on the expo on Friday and Sunday. Saturday gets to be pretty busy at the expo. Like I remember last time being like, wow, it was just like a sea of people, like just some of those main concourses. The Bass Nation can help you get in early, or you can stay late if you don't like the crowds. You can wait till the weigh-in. If you like the weigh-in, I would say you kind of have a couple options. If you want, there's a lot of fanfare and hubbub that goes into the weigh-ins where they do a lot of like fluffing of like sponsors and Hank Parker stuff and Berkeley this and Mercury this and they t-shirt cannons but it takes a lot of time and it's not as bad at Knoxville because they're so close, like the boats, but they don't have to like, from the distance when they check in, they can have boats up to Knoxville, the state or the Bowling Arena there pretty quick. Whereas like when you go to these ones where the lake's an hour or two away, like they have to like buy a lot of time. So it's not quite as bad as Knoxville. The weigh-in can be, some people love the weigh-in. Some people, one day is enough for them. The Sunday weigh-in, this is most likely going to be a close tournament, so that should be exciting in the Super 6. It's probably not going to be a foregone conclusion in this tournament. Yeah, on the water, that's an option if you bring your boat. This particular section of the river where they take off from, you don't see a lot of anglers fishing, so you're not going to see, like hanging out down the river, you're not going to see a lot of stuff happening. You're not going to see anglers fishing like right around there. At least that was my experience last time. There is a nice like walking path up and down the river there. So if you just want to like get away from the crowds and go down to the river and walk, like there's a pretty nice section of the river where you can walk along there. But yeah, see if there's any other questions here. So they are using FFS at the Classic. this year. That might change for next year. So you kind of said this before. You're most excited to just meet people, talk to people, shake hands, a little bit of gear. That's probably
Yeah, there's the only one booth. I mean, really the two, and Chris already kind of guessed the one. Dial I want to hit up to get some footage of the new reels. I mean, they're nothing like earth shattering, but I'm just a gear nerd and want to check them out. And then the clutch, because Chris and I were both looking at getting one of the clutch micros, and they sold out in like 15 seconds. The 100, whatever they have, 500. I don't even remember what they had, but yeah, I'm excited to go get one of those. Throw one of those around.
yeah. And I guess if you are in the swim baits, and I'm not, each one of them does it a little different. I know last year Piz was there, and they had people standing in line, like running, like grown men would like wait at the door and then run to the Piz booth. Like I was waiting for some like old 45-year-old dude to like blow up Achilles trying to like.
Whoa. You mean it's just
Not
barely past prime 45-year-old.
not healthy, fit for fishing,
Okay.
guys like you. We're talking about, unfit. But so I don't remember if it was clutch, but one of the swim baits last year, they were doing like hourly unveilings or blocks of time. I don't remember. Maybe it wasn't clutch, maybe it was somebody else. But so depending on the swim bait, I guess I would follow their socials if swim baits are your game to find out what their delivery mechanism, because some of them just put all their stuff out in the morning and it's first come first serve. Sometimes they're like, we're going to drop the Eco Mini from 10 to 11, and then from 11 to noon we're going to drop the special colors of the Boss or whatever. So
that's
you
part
might
of why I
have
hate swim
spending.
baits.
Yeah. So just be aware that if swim baits are your target, I guess identify what they are and look on their socials and figure out what the plan is. That's your best bet. Most of the other stuff is just kind of there. Like the Megabass releases, typically there'll be a handful of vendors like Thorn Brothers and McKee's, and they'll have the new colors, and they'll typically have like, hey, you can only buy 2 at a time or certain things like that. So the Megabass color is always kind of popular. Last year I felt it was kind of disappointing. Last time it was in Knoxville, they did like a bento box thing where like there was 4 key vendors or something like that. Each had one of the colors, and if you went to each vendor and bought and brought all 4 back to the Megabass booth, you could show them like your baits and your receipt, and they would give you like a bento tackle box. But I haven't seen them do that
That's
the
kind of
last few
cool.
years. Yeah, for me, it's probably just meeting everybody. That's what I get most excited about. Seeing some of the gear, maybe grabbing some cool stuff. But it's really about, seeing old friends, meeting friends that I've never met in person, getting to talk to the people that hang out here and meet them in person. So Chris says, can't wait to see shoutout 49-month member, classic content. So do you plan to do any posts or video, or
I
do you have
am.
any?
Yeah. I don't know how I haven't ever flown with my video stuff. So I don't know. I'm going to have to look all that up for flights and stuff. Cause isn't there like something with batteries, and I've never flown
Yeah,
with my laptop or any of that stuff. So
lithium, like the lithium batteries in your phone, your tablets, your computers, your battery, they're fine as long as they're in your carry-on. You can't check.
oh, okay. You can't like check them or whatever.
You can't check like a laptop, or you can't check extra battery stubby.
Yeah, I'm just hi Moose. Yeah, no, I'm just got my carry, because I think all the planes now allow carry on and a personal item, right? So I'm gonna have my
Yep.
backpack and then my carry on is all.
So, but are you planning to just like record stuff and it'll come out
Oh yeah.
afterwards, or are you going to do like some stuff that'll drop like stories or quick little vertical stuff, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to bombard with it. I've been kind of slow on content, so it should be a big, huge content. Just dump while I'm there. Probably do some editing at night while I'm there, because I'm not, I don't party or anything. I'm pretty lame like that. So edit at night and just hang out. But yeah, I'm gonna try to shoot as much as I can. Which reminds me, I need to order more memory cards for my camera and batteries, because I've never done a big thing like this over multiple days. So
yeah. Me, I will probably like mostly just I'll probably have a little GoPro with me, but it'll mostly be my phone. Just getting stuff. And last couple of years, I've done a lot of like shoot and like upload, like straight to reels, straight to shorts, straight to TikTok type stuff. So and then last year I did a little bit of like live walking around at times. So I might do some of that, especially when we get in the afternoons and the lulls for the people that aren't there. So I will definitely go live and like, especially in the like I could see that in the afternoons. I don't know. We'll see. I've done the weigh-in thing and gone backstage with the media pass at the weigh-ins and talked to anglers back there. But I also might do some like, hey, walk around like clutch. What's going on? What's left? What can people get? If like, what's new? Go to this big company. Show me your new frog. Show me your new jig. Show me, go to Daiwa and have the guy like do a, just kind of walk around, go booth to booth. We'll probably do some of that. So Brendan says 12 to 7 Expo on Friday, opens to 11 a.m. for Nation and Life. So if you're Nation or Life, you can go as early as 9:30, get your credentials, and that will get you in 11. That 1 hour is kind of nice to get around and do some stuff, especially if like you want to get the Megabass colors or you want to get a swim bait. Like being able to get in that 1 hour early is a big deal. And then Saturday and Sunday is just 10 to 6, 10 to 4. There's no early admission. Yep. Later day is better if you don't like crowds. Jerry says he's only going to be there Friday. Sunday live. If you're only going to go to one weigh-in, Sunday's good because it's only 25 anglers instead of 58, and there's usually a lot more excitement there. AJ, you'll be on a private jet. We'll see you there. There is that. I've never really but I think that like most shows, like you can you can barter a little harder with some of these retailers on Sunday of what's left. I think they don't want to necessarily packle it up. Jermaine says he's going to be there.
Oh, sweet, Jermaine.
There was definitely swim baits last year. You weren't looking in the right places.
Yeah, what do you think? That was a question I had for you. What do you think this year, besides like the fuzzy tentacle baits? I'm sure there's going to be 1,000 of those. Do you have any predictions for like stuff?
Well, I assume we're going to see some bladed jigs. Right. There was a few coming out last year. I assume it'd be interesting to see like 6 Cents like sold through their jigsaws today on their website pretty fast. I don't know if there's certain retailers that'll have them for the classic or things like that.
Is that their chatterbait?
There's going to be what's that?
What is that? Is that their chatterbait?
Their new bladed jig, their chatterbait. So I assume there's going to be other companies with their bladed jigs kind of catching up on that. I assume there's going to be some jig minnow stuff still. There'll probably be some fuzzy stuff, more so available. Swim baits are always big. I haven't really looked like there probably is going to be like a gear showcase feature coming out here pretty soon. I haven't seen a lot on social media people talking about, but we're probably getting to that window as we get inside like 2 to 3 weeks here where we're going to see that. I don't know if you've heard about.
I haven't heard about any cool new stuff yet. Do they normally do that for the classic, or is that just iCast where they put out that list?
No, I feel like they typically do a small, but maybe not.
I don't remember. Yeah, no, I haven't heard of any cool new stuff coming out. Like I haven't really seen any advertisements from companies or anything. So
member only lives? Maybe. I don't know.
I'm staying with the Achigan guys
Achigan brand.
Yeah, the AAA guys. So I don't know if they'll be down. We'll probably be so freaking tired, but maybe Saturday night. I don't know any of those guys, so
yeah. Definitely. If you were going to be there, James, I would sign your visor. Yeah, you can come by and you buy a battery, you get a free Powerhouse lithium hat, and we'll make it into a visor right on the spot.
Hellify it.
I'm not sure. I've not seen anywhere of lists of deals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be helpful.
Yeah, I've not seen that.
Do they even have like a list of the booths? Do they have a list of like
Yeah,
everybody that'll be there?
we can look at that. They do have a. This is the. Let's see here. Let's see. Is this?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen a single thing of like, oh, coming to the classic, 5 or 3/15, whatever. I don't remember what the hell the dates are.
This is
Like,
what I was telling you that. Right. So this was that main building, and in the center there's this second floor. So you need to like. There's level 1, level 2. Yeah, and then you go outside and get over to
damn.
here.
What's what's get hooked on fishing? What was that?
So Z-Man and outdoor be it red. So there's like a list, but this will show you the floor plan. So like if you're like, I need to get to the eco or the clutch booth, right? You could figure out where the clutch booth is ahead of time. And so this is like the main hallway outside of the building, like adjacent. And then you get into the main building. And this is one of the main big areas. But then they have another ring outside.
Here's a question. When you went to the classics, I've only been to one, but it was like I was a pain in their arse for going to their booth and asking like questions on some of the products and lures and stuff. Have you had that experience or no? Was everybody cool?
No. I mean, were you going to retailers or the actual brand booths or?
No, I was just I don't remember what they were, but I went to like 4 or 5 booths and like nobody said anything in like the first one, like never. I was looking at stuff and they just like stared at you. Went to I forget what the one was like a place. It wasn't like the actual manufacturer, so it wasn't like Strike King's booth. It was like John's out, I don't know, something like that. But they had some like cool reels and stuff, and I was just asking questions, and the dude was an absolute prick. And I went to multiple that were just like, I was like, dude, you guys have never done freaking customer service. What the hell? But no, maybe people were just tired.
I was hoping there'd just be a list here. I don't know, maybe I missed. Oh, here it is. So you can look alphabetically. So clutch, what happens if you click on their name? Tells you level 2 and 3, 3003. Looks like you can make a show planner and actually like add to your planner and like create a shop. Like, I don't know. A little bit of lag here. I did see. So here, Powerhouse Lithium. I'll definitely be spending some time. Why? I'm not.
Yeah, so you're not sharing.
Why is it? What happened to that? Why did it? All right, we're back. All right, so Powerhouse Lithium, they're gonna have a pretty big booth. GSM Outdoors will have a booth. So that's the house of brands of like Dobbins and Phoenix and Big Bite and Yamamoto, right? But also McKee Outdoors is gonna have like this whole section that's kind of like a just giant section. They've been talking about that. But there's Clutch. So that's one of the places Debo wants to hit often, early and often.
John Cruz.
I assume this is Missile Baits, but
John Cruz.
so Tato Designs, that's swim bait. Tackle Craft will be there, hanging out there. So KGB swim baits, Bullshad swim baits, G-Rat swim baits.
Do you have any Falcon rods? You ever used a Falcon rod?
I have had them way back in the day. Throwback Baits, they're a Minnesota company with pretty cool swim baits.
Oh yeah, I bought one of their minis to try this year.
Happy Dad, I'm not sure what that is.
Massage parlor.
Yeah. So there's like, so it does kind of get spread out along the, like, there's like these outdoors, and then you go in these doors. There's Brown Bait Company.
Gadgets and more. Damn. Brennan's got his own freaking booth.
His own booth.
Congrats, dude.
Next to
That's
Golden
awesome.
Belt Customs and Gadgets and More. And
Gadgets and
so, Brendan, what are you going to have? You going to give us any juice? TK is going. He'll be in the Tato booth mostly, from my understanding. Yeah, I had a Falcon a long time ago. It was good. I haven't tried any of their stuff recently.
There's like more of an entry level, like budgety or like 100, I want to say. Lowrider or something. I wanted to let me see which one it is. I've never used any of their rods ever.
And then a lot of the boats are over in that second building. So if you're into boats, like Vexus, Basscat, Icon, Camus, G3, Yamaha, Express, Allison, Bullet, Lund.
Lowrider.
We got
Lowrider.
Zinn over here in the corner for the Zinns. Power Brakes, Fitzgerald Fishing, Texas Roadhouse. I think they're gonna have like just buttered,
just tossing
honey butter
buns
over there,
things.
or what? You just thump gel.
What? Does that say the Nasty Line Company up there above Allison Boats?
The Nasty Lure
Oh,
Company.
Nasty Lure Company.
Swimbait Universe. There you go, Debo.
What? Oh, Fresca? I love Fresca, dude. Fresca I'm hooked on it.
Blazer. So just about every boat. Willie Pete's. They do some swim baits and stuff out of like Tulsa. They got a booth. So just make sure you hit both buildings.
So there's quite a few like non-fishing stuff here. I'm kind of surprised. Like
so
Tennessee
you do get
Wildfire.
a little bit of like some tools and some people that are just there to just the general outdoor crowd, right?
Yeah, oh sure. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
Boots. Linmar Safaris. I don't know. Yeah, so you can also look at in a you can search for it. Mountain Dew, Omega Boat Step.
Progressive
Actually,
Insurance.
This is Progressive. I mean, Progressive is at most boat shows, so that's not.
Oh,
surprising.
that makes sense.
Like the flow, and they're actually Progressive has been a sponsor of Bassmaster, so that's really not surprising. This Omega Boat Step is actually a pretty good boat step. That's easy bolt on. It's not probably one of the most affordable ones.
Dude, those things are, I don't say game changer much. Boat steps are freaking game changers.
Yeah. Ruco Marketing Group for Zinn. Brown Bait Company. Every bait is hand carved out of choice balsa wood. We offer everything from small crankbaits to large balsa glides. Each base is hand carved, tuned, and swim tested to ensure your bait purchase is going to run correct and catch. Teach Marine. So I don't know. Other questions about like tips, weigh-ins? There's a bus. I'm trying to think what else to. I heard from somebody else that was going to have a booth that it was like $2,500, which I didn't think was that bad for a 10x10 booth. I mean, they're not giving it away, but
damn.
McKee will be doing buy one get three Mustad rods. also known
Wow.
as 75% off, I guess. So he's gonna have a few of his balsa cranks with Tacklecraft paint. Yeah. So yeah, sit around. They do have some chairs and little bench areas and some of the aisleways that you can sit in. Those sometimes they pop up when some people are on them. Outside in that like area where I talked about walking outside to go between the buildings, if it's nice out, there's actually a lot of like concrete step areas and benches that are kind of like in that area that you can, and that's where a lot of the food trucks, so you can sit out there. In the second building, there's like a little food court area in that building where there's chairs. If you're a Bass Nation or Life member, they have that lounge for the members that you can sit down on. You can go to the weigh-in and sit down there, get there early and sit and take in the festivities. So yeah, there is, I would say, like compared to a Northwest sports show, there's definitely more places to sit down at this venue than there is at like your average sports show. Going to Luke Duncan's thing. Typically I probably do. That's on Friday night. I probably will go to that. It's usually a good time. Another good place just to meet people and hang out. If you want to have a cocktail or two, you can, but you also don't have to. And it's usually a bunch of bass heads hanging out, and there's usually a bit of live music and stuff, so that can be good. And obviously, if there's requests or things you want us to look at and get videos, you know, that always helps. No, it's Friday night this time. It usually is Saturday night. This year is Friday night for Luke Duncan's thing. So you're gonna, like, as soon as the expo's over today, you're going straight to your room, locking the door, going to bed. No socializing, Debo.
I mean, I don't know. I figured since we were staying at the house, whatever Airbnb they got, we'd all just hang out there. I have no idea. They probably have plans and stuff. I don't. I mean,
You'll just be along for the ride. Just go with the flow. And
yeah, I figured everybody would just go back, but I don't know if they have plans and stuff. I probably won't be doing all that. Kind of lame.
What if a bunch of your followers and friends want you to go out and hang out for a little bit?
Oh, if that was a thing, yeah, absolutely. If there's like a bunch of people going and stuff, yeah, I'd be down for that. I don't drink. Almost 2 years sober, so
Wow.
but
I actually like. I've like become a super casual drinker. Like I think, what did I do? What was it? I can't even remember what it was. Must have blacked out. No, where did I go? It was after the Intune Marine open house. They just kind of had us invited over, went somewhere and got a burger, and I did have like 2 beers, and that was like my first 2 beers of February was on Saturday. So like that's pretty hardcore to have. Yeah, and I almost had a dry February on accident. So, but yeah, but most of those places serve Frescas or Sprites or things like that. So
if they got Fresca or Coke Zero, I'm in.
There you go. Who's Tim Better? I'm not sure who's Tim Better.
Don't know.
Yeah, and I think they didn't know there's some things for kids to do, activities. They typically have like a little bit. They have some like in convention center, like typical like sandwich, hot dog stands, like that kind of stuff. That stuff's okay. I would say get out to the food trucks. You're probably just gonna have a better experience with food. So I would say get out of the doors and
so badass.
walk around and check out those food trucks. I mean, not say it's gonna be cheaper, but I think the quality of the food is just a little better.
Yeah, and I guarantee they jack up the prices for the hot dogs and stuff, and those $10 hot dog, and
right.
Like, dude, go support a small business local food truck. But I'm sure that's how the convention center makes money too. So
So do you think do the takeoffs interest you?
Nope.
Not really.
Weigh-ins.
Expo?
Nope.
No weigh-in. So it's basically Expo and meet people.
I just want to meet people. Yeah, I just want to hang out, talk to people, film a bunch of videos. That's my plan. See, peach, citrus Fresca. Haven't tried it. See, I didn't even know they still made Fresca. I honestly thought Fresca this whole time was just sparkling water, which I think is gross. I didn't know these were flavored, and I love grapefruit, so grapefruit for me all the way.
Let's take a 1-minute break. Key up some more questions, and are we ready to disclose when the kind of the proposed meetup time will be?
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Yep.
All right, let's do a 1-minute break here and come back, and let's get some more questions about the classic or what we think or anything fishing related. The platform is open for that. So,
are you ready to reel in your next home purchase or refinance? Supreme Lending's Dream Team can help guide you through the entire mortgage process, from pre-qualification to closing. We have a wide variety of home loan programs in our tackle box, including down payment assistance and first-time homebuyer options. You can ask HellaBass. He trusted us to help finance his home. Contact the Dream Team today by searching Supreme Lending Dream Team, or click the link below in the description, or scan the QR code on your screen.
You're muted, Hella.
All right. Shout out to the Dream Team for supporting the channel, supporting the show. Aaron's a bass head just like the rest of us, so if you're interested, definitely give him a shot. So Dustin wants to know, you're now anti-weighing in as well as anti-measuring, so you don't like anything anymore.
No, I'm not anti-weigh-in. It's not my thing. Yeah, I am anti-measuring. Bass are meant to be weighed, not measured.
Illuminathan says, do you remember the Halloween candy corn topwater?
Illuminathan, was it like the I think it was the Do It Molds walking bait, right? Like the Vixen knockoff. Those are actually sick topwaters. They did a really good job on that one specifically. If that's the one you're talking about.
Shimano Shane says, what are you looking to get from Clutch?
I want to get their Micro Boss. I don't know what colors they're going to have, but I really want to try one of those. I'm interested in getting a bunch of the micro swim baits, because that was one of my, when I had Fish Hook Terry on, both of us had agreed on that beforehand when we were talking, that micro swim baits, well, I shouldn't say micro, sorry, smaller swim baits, like these 4 and 5 inch, glide baits and stuff, were going to be big. And we saw like boom, boom, boom. I don't know how many. Throwback threw one out. I got one of those on a drop. KGB has one. I don't remember. There's a whole bunch. Clutch. So that was my thing. I wanted to get like multiple ones of those and do a video just like testing those, because people are like, we want to see you do more swim baits. And I feel like around here in the Midwest, they do a little bit better at getting bites, because I am by no means a glide bait master. I'm sure the 8-inch ones and stuff work around here, but I want to be able to get some footage. So
cool. Yeah, the Shame Sobe shirt, I'm here for it. I'll take pictures, I'll make videos of it. We'll you find me with your shirt, we'll go track down Sobe at the Crush City booth and make an event of it. All right, so is it okay going to the landing when they check in at the end of the day? I had a trouble figuring out. It wasn't clear to me, because the takeoff is like a floating dock on the river, and that's not where the ramp is. The ramp is somewhere else, and I'm not exactly sure where the ramp is, and I don't know that there's access where they're loading the boats that I am aware of at the end of the day. So it's, to me, it wasn't obvious. I don't think they advertise that. I don't think they're looking to get fans to be clogging up when they're loading the boats. So there's probably not much there for the family and the kids at the end of the day. You're probably better off just going to the weigh-in at that point to catch them. I'm excited. I don't know anybody else. Yeah, you said you painted orange and white.
Oh yeah,
unicorn.
I remember it. Those are pretty cool. Fun to do.
The girl said she got the mummy one.
I do remember the mummy one. Yeah, that one turned out neat too.
So I think what we decided is we're going to try to connect as many, I don't know, content creator minds, like
YouTube
the
personalities.
Yeah, or lack of personalities, depending on your whatever. And so I think like I know last time I was in Knoxville, I met Bass Geek was there. I think he's probably coming or not.
Whoever.
He's not.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him up.
We'll reach out to as many that we know of, and basically I think we're shooting for 11:30 a.m. on Saturday at the Pradco booth.
Yes, yeah. Pradco was awesome enough. I talked to Patrick. They're partner of my channel, super nice guys. Patrick's like, hell yeah, we'll host it. Like, everybody can come over. And he'll throw in some giveaways for us too. So he said he'd give the different content creators stuff to give away. So it's not, not just, hey, hopefully swing by, like other stuff you can get too. So as if talking to us isn't enough of a giveaway, right, which it should be.
So I encourage everybody that's there Saturday. I know Darius said he's only coming Friday, but like, yeah, Jermaine
will be there then.
So, and I encourage a bunch of you to come because I think whether you want to talk to Debo or me or could care less, I would encourage you to be there because hopefully there'll be more people from the chat that you can meet up. So if you always want to know like what Clay looks like or Dustin or whoever's going to make it, you could like talk to people that we hang out with in the chat all the time. I think that'll be even the more cool part. I think is getting the community together just in general versus, I mean,
yeah, it should be awesome. I'm excited. Because I think I asked Bass Geek, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be there, but I think he's working multiple booths, so I'll have to find out. I don't know what he's doing.
We're kind of winging it based on.
I just got the schedule today from Patrick. He's like, yes, but let me make sure because there's going to be some big names at Pradco. You want to keep an eye on their stuff. They've got some really cool people going to be there.
Yeah. So we're avoiding the time when like Bill Dance is going to be there and Frank Scalish. They'll have other more meetups and things like that. So we're drawing a stake in the sand, and maybe we'll end up adding another one if we find out there's like demand for a Friday or something like that. Maybe get pics. Happy to take selfies or have people take pictures if you want pictures with us or without us or tag us, post on Instagram, whatever. That's all part of the fun.
Hell, we can even take the picture for you.
Yeah, if you just want me to like take pictures of you and somebody that hangs out in chat and you don't, that's fine. I'll try to have an arsenal scissors and we'll make visors if people want visors. I'll bring some of my stickers if people want stickers for like their mugs and things like that. I'll be having those. Just whatever. Don't be bashful. If you want to see Debo wearing his wife's pants, that can be
as a one and done. One and done.
Oh, okay.
Michael.
Winning on a crankbait. So our brown bass for the win or big. So here's a fun nugget, and I don't know a lot of people. So in the past 2 classics, the one that Ott won and the one that Gustafson won, the smallmouth were an 18-inch minimum. This year, the permit they have allows for 15-inch minimum. So all bass will be 15-inch minimum. So that is going to make the smallmouth less of a hero or zero proposition where you could go out and catch a bunch of really nice, like 17.5-inch smallies that you end up with 0. Now it's going to be easier to fill a limit chasing for smallmouth. So I think in the end, it'll be a mixed bag. But I think that'll help just overall bring the weights up and just more fish for the Classic, which will make it a little more exciting. Do you agree, Debo? You're like,
I have no idea. I don't even know.
Breaking down
Are they fishing just the Tennessee River? Is that what it is, or what? Like what?
Well, it's the Tennessee River, but it forms Fort Loudon and Tellico lakes.
I know nothing about this.
But so it's a scopes in play. Smallmouth are now 15-inch minimum for this tournament. Winning weight, I mean, last time, what was the winning weight? Probably like, Gussie probably had like, what, 17, 35, and 10. He probably had like 40-some pounds. I bet you we get in the 50s this time for winning weight with 15-inch smallmouth, so people will most surely bring in limits every day, and then scope will just bring a few more bigger fish to the party. So I think we'll crack 50, right? 15 to 17 pounds a day, I think. You got a winning pick?
Dude, I have no clue. I don't follow. I've been listening to Bass Talk Live a lot more, which is really some really interesting stuff. I've been doing the treadmill at work at lunch and then like lifting. So I just throw on like a podcast or something I can listen to. And the last one was I'd never even heard of the guy. He's friends with Randy Howell's son. They were talking about him, but this dude like was cracking him on a crankbait and he broke like his PB one day with like a 8-pounder, and then caught like an 11. It was almost a 12-pounder on like a 8XD. Really interesting to listen to him talk. He was a younger guy. He was like 32, I think he said. So some of those have actually been really interesting to listen to. I don't really care about tournament fishing, but it's interesting just to hear the people's stories. I find are cool.
Yeah, Gussie won it with 13. He only brought in, or maybe it was 12. He only had 2 or 3 fish the third day.
Is it similar to like the Mississippi? So are like a lot of the big Mississippi guys going to do well down there, or is it a different type of?
It gets more like probably more like Kentucky Lake or more like it's more, and it's like the upper stretches of some of those Tennessee River reservoirs. Like so there's not clear, almost like, no grass. It's river stretches. There's flats. There is a little bit of backwater, but they're in like creek arms and stuff. But it's not. Yeah, it's the upper Mississippi.
Yes, Brandon. There's going to be another Iowa meetup. I didn't think there was going to be like a need for it since I was going to the Classic. But yeah, just on Members Live the other night, I think we already had like 8 people said they were down. We're going to try to do Lake McBride, which is right here in Iowa City. So it's like 20 minutes from me. So yes, nice. more details later this year.
Frankie Jr. I assume, Frank, you're going to be down at the Classic. I'm sure. Yeah, can we? Is there a catch booth? I didn't look. I can be convinced if it works in the schedule.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, last year, didn't you bail on the Minnesota kayak thing late?
Oh, I did. Yeah, it all fell apart. Like I was excited to meet people, and yeah, do that. I don't know.
I signed up and I went up there and gave a seminar, and Debo wasn't there. And
I am planning on doing. Speaking of though, Rich, I'm going to be up in your neck of the woods. I think it's a bronze quest or something. I'm going to talk to the Arshegan guys or whatever, because I think they put it on. That's one that I was going to go up to meet people, because I think there's going to be more people there. Because the people that I planned on meeting last time gave 0 shits about hanging out and fishing with me. So I was like, oh.
So where is that one?
I don't know. I was just looking it up now. I had it saved on my phone. I thought I took a screenshot, but I didn't.
I have heard that Lake McBride is the furthest north lake with spotted bass. I have caught bass in my life though. So
yeah, so that was one of the things people can catch those. It's got muskie. It's also got some gigantic wiper. So it could be a first for a lot of people. We thought would be pretty cool to be able to get on those.
As far as I can tell, Catchboard does not have a booth, unfortunately, at the Classic.
Oh, darn.
I'm sure you can buy a Catchboard. They just don't have a booth. So
bronze. What is it even called? I thought they said it, or maybe it's Wisconsin. Actually, never mind. Maybe they said Wisconsin.
It's all the same thing, right? Everything north of Minnesota, Iowa is pretty much
badgers, gophers. They're all stupid little rodents that hawks eat. So
Yak Attack has measuring boards for sale, says Chris Ross.
Of course, Chris would freaking know that. Chris,
I'm gonna walk around the expo with Debo and then just like slowly like push him in front of the Yak Attack booth and be like, and then just get like a fan to walk up and then I'll just get a picture.
Well, so that was going to be my thing though. So if that pans out that there's actually going to be a lot of people going to that, I was going to see if I could rope Chris into it, which I know I won't have to because he's a tournament. He's actually the local tournament champion here. Do you know he won multiple kayak championships down here last year, multiple first places? He's basically
definitely had a good season last year for sure.
Yeah. So I figured I'd take the local pro with me up there and teach me how to kayak fish. So I might do one. I forget where it's at. Now that I think about Wisconsin.
I do think there's a high probability that a young rope hatting on cloud wearing long-haired kid wins this classic on scope.
Oh, Marionette, Wisconsin.
Oh, Marionette. That's like Michigan.
I don't even know where the hell that's at.
I'm pretty sure that's pretty much the UP. Or is that
Uper?
like right on the Great Lakes?
For the Upers? I don't know. I'm looking right now.
Or is it like near Green Bay?
Oh, I hope not. I was hoping it was like by Milwaukee.
Oh, I'm pretty sure this is like I think it's good. It's almost
Menominee. Oh,
Menominee?
Crap, it's past Green Bay.
Yeah, it's practically
way
Michigan.
up there. How long does it take me to even get there? Oh, 5 hours, 45 minutes. That's not bad.
I feel like it's the same distance for me.
That's what it took when I went to meet up with the other Minnesota boys. We went up there, did some ice fishing.
Kayak thing, or what is this?
It's a kayak tournament thing. Yeah, it's
that's Lake Michigan.
Kayak Adventure Series.
Are they just going in the rivers, or are we taking our
I don't know,
kayaks out to Washington Island, or what do we?
No idea. Just heard that they were up there in Wisconsin. I figured it'd be close, so
it's like an hour north of Green Bay.
I'll be sporting hawk gear, so I'll probably get beat up and mugged.
So I am thinking about potentially. I'm thinking Sunday about signing up as a media observer and going out in the boat one day with somebody all day.
That'd be sick. I saw you could do that. That would be fun. That'd be really neat.
I feel like 2 full days at the Expo, I can get everything I want to accomplish. Then I could kind of Sunday do a ride along with somebody that's in the top 25 and do some pictures, submit some Bassmaster blogs.
That'd be really cool. Because like I was saying, the story for me is like, I don't know how much they talk and stuff, like if you're hanging out, but like just being one of like the official guys or whatever, I think that would be really fun to do and just like learn about the people fishing and stuff. Oh, maybe I'm a nerd, but
I think we're all nerds here. It's a safe place. AJ says you should go to the Des Moines swap meet this weekend.
Dude, AJ, I was gonna, but I've completely burnt my budget. Like I'm already low on the dough, so I'm trying to save up everything I can because I know for sure I'm gonna end up buying way more than I should at the Classic. So, you know,
another Classic, another gonna be gone. Yeah. Well, next year's Hartwell. I think so. I've never been to Hartwell. I think that'll be a good one. The guy that goes out with the day 3 leader interviews, that's the blonde hair Robbie Floyd, I think is who you're thinking of. Chris Miller is an Iowa guy. He's from like the Spirit Lake area, like Okoboji guy.
Iowa Great Lakes, huh?
Powerhouse Lithium guy. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like follow any of the local guys. I'm pretty horrible when it comes to that.
Maybe you should have like an Iowa Bassmaster guy on your channel sometime.
I would be down for sure, but I don't know them. They don't know me, and I just never happens. So
I could, if you're interested, I could definitely get you Chris's information.
Sure, that'd be badass. Yeah, I'd love to. Oh, you mean speak with people who actually know how to fish on my channel? People would get something out of it. Yeah, that'd be cool.
He's the. I don't know if you watched the Bass Nation National Championship that I fished in lacrosse at all last year. There's a guy that got like a 8+ pound smallmouth on the Mississippi River. That was him.
That was him? Oh, damn.
Like it was an absolute freak.
I was thinking it'd be really cool to, if we did do a meetup this year, like just me and you, I know we had talked about it, try to time it to do some of the like frog fishing stuff up there. Because I just
need to look into that
up that way.
That frogs only tournament and see if I can fit that in. That would be fun. Because that is like a total no pressure. Like
the tournament is up there.
Well, there's one on Prairie du Chien.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, or out of Lansing. See, maybe it's Lansing. Either way, it's like Lansing or Prairie. There's a
that'd be cool.
Only tournament. Trying to find. Oh, here we go. This is my first time running a stream. Be patient.
I remember my
first time. So That's Chris Miller on the right, your Iowa guy. This fish weighed 7 pounds, 15 ounces out of the Mississippi River.
Dude, I just caught my PB last year. It was just a hair under 5, and that thing felt like a giant in the river. I thought it was a drum. I couldn't imagine catching
The cool
an 8
story
pound
about
smaller.
this is the guy on the left caught the fish in like a small money tournament or club tournament or something on the river 1 year to the day in the same general region, or almost, and it was 7.2 last October. This October it weighed 7.15.
Oh, it's
and you
the
can
same
tell
fish.
it is the same fish.
Oh,
you look at the.
I didn't even notice that. That is cool.
And so the really thing, so it was in pool 8, which is where lacrosse is. It was caught in the same general vicinity both years, 1 year apart. But the fish, or the year before, they had the weigh-in in pool 7, so they locked up to weigh the fish in, and yet the fish 1 year later had made its way through the lock,
its way back
down to the same spot
Wow.
that it was caught a year and almost a pound heavier.
That's crazy. And don't they say, like, because smallmouth grow quite a bit when they're young, but then after that, it's like quite a bit for them to get that. Like, that's probably
And
what,
this
a 9-year-old fish.
This isn't Lake Michigan or Lake Erie.
Right.
This is the Mississippi River.
Yeah, that's a river smallie.
Yeah. Look at him cheesing. Iowa guy, just happy.
Yeah. He knows he beat all the Minnesota nerds around there.
He did beat all the Minnesota nerds.
Just kidding.
There's a couple nerds that beat him, but he's fishing in the Classic. He's in the Classic this year.
Oh,
he won a it was either Rayburn or Toledo Bend last year.
How have I not known this? How has somebody not brought
July
that up?
26th out of Lansing.
Ooh, it'll be nice and sloppy warm.
Rogge.
Oh, dude, we should. Let's do it.
I'll have to check my my schedule and see make sure I don't have any other tournaments or any other commitments. But
yeah, if we could, that'd be neat.
Do we fish out of your kayak, or do you want to fish out of the Phoenix?
Yeah, you can sit on my lap. That's fine. I don't fish standing up, so. Or you can tow me.
Berkeley,
you can just tow me behind your boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still up there. Yeah, they used to be headquartered there.
That's where their R&D still is, right?
Yep, and they have a cool like outlet thing up there of stuff. Yeah, it's really pretty up there. I think
it's already full.
The Iowa Great Lakes. Oh, lame. We'll do our own. That's fine. We'll do our own.
We'll just go fish it, and we'll beat them. We'll have our own tournament.
We'll just post it.
Ryan, banger's going. Not that I'm aware of. I've not heard of gobies in the Mississippi yet. Not that I've heard of.
Yeah, where did they come from? Are they native to the Great Lakes and their surrounding? Like, is that how they, or what?
No, I mean, my understanding is they got transported into the Great Lakes in like big shipping hull ballasts.
Oh,
like they're from like Europe or something like that.
You'd think with all the flooding, something would have got them in there already.
Yeah, but I don't know if they. I mean, I guess they do well in the current. Like, I guess they do fine in the current in the St. Lawrence River, so current shouldn't be an issue for them. I don't, but I think like so to technically, right? They'd have to get all the way from. I mean, they're in Michigan, I think. So I think if you go to Green Bay, there's gobies there, I assume. So the Great Lakes will have them, but then they'd have to go out the bottom of Lake Michigan through the Chicago or Illinois River, and then they'd have to go down the Illinois River all the way down to like St. Louis or wherever the Illinois River dumps
around there somewhere.
Yeah, and then they'd have to go up. I think.
Yeah, I always
the Illinois River kind of sucks, and I'm guessing they would stop swimming and they'd be like, "Nah, let's stay." Like, I think there's probably a point where they're like, "This is so much mud and grossness, we just don't want to keep going."
Because I mean, they're basically like little bottom things, aren't they? They're just like bounce around on the bottom. I don't know much.
I think they would find enough nastiness in the bottom of the Illinois River, they would stop and not keep going.
Nasty water would not be good. Oh yeah, makes sense. Yeah, little sissies, stupid gobies. It's like do you guys have the rusty craws up there? That's a big thing around here that's getting hammered.
Well, seems like they're only up. I mean, I've heard of them like up in like Vermilion and places up north, but not widespread.
Yeah, we've got quite a few places. Dude, they get huge. I guess that's why they're so invasive. They just crush and eat everything and push all the native craws and stuff out. Because a lot of the native craws around here are pretty small. You know, those little like green ones. I'm sure you guys have them up there, but
there is also like a lot of the rivers and creeks do have what are called sculpins that look a lot like gobies. So sometimes people get confused on the sculpin. I'm not saying that they're not in that river, Julie, but like some people they'll catch a sculpin in Mille Lacs and they'll think it's a goby, but it's a sculpin. But yeah, jacked up. I feel like we answered everybody's questions. I gave my best tips for Knoxville. There's a lot of things that you can do. Like you can get downtown and park, you can kind of do all the things and you can hang out and, you know, be safe down there. Overall, I felt pretty comfortable, like, walking around, like it's a pretty nice town. Like I know when I was I guess there's one way where I walked under a bridge and it was a little sketch now that I think about it. So, but, be smart.
Find your accountability buddy and walk together.
You know, maybe don't walk around completely by yourself. Walk around with, you know, a couple Bassin buddies, and I think you'll be fine. It's mostly a college town. It's pretty nice. They got Lime scooters, and there's obviously Ubers, and be safe. There's no need to be driving and drinking around. It's just yeah. There's a lot of stuff that's pretty tight. You can go out and enjoy yourself and be safe at the same time. So just be smart, I guess. Like be responsible. So. You probably run into Frank Scalish Jr. out on the town. So if you do, he might even buy you a beer. It's been known to happen. Or a
what are you excited for? Do you have any? I don't think you answered that. Do you have any baits or pieces of gear or anything that you're looking to get or are excited for?
I would like to see if there's anybody holding any stock of some of these like koiki urchin looking baits because they're kind of sold out in places. So it might be kind of fun to grab a couple of those. And more so, not that I think I really will fish them a ton, but I'd like to have a couple for some content and do some videos and things like that.
They're on my list. I want to try them.
Yeah.
I don't know if Hags is going to be.
I mean, I got some. Like I've got the Yamamoto Uni. And I do have some of the smaller prickly pears.
Yeah, yep. That's what I was going to say. They had them for a while. I think they're sold out too, but
so probably
I've heard from a lot of people that there's something to them. You know, I don't know if you've heard the same that they've definitely had bass act differently to those. I don't know if it's just because it's this different do nothing thing. You know,
I listened to a video with Drew Gill and he said it's like the ultimate wacky rig. Like if you think about it, it's just like a bunch of little wacky rigs, like outright, like it kind of has the same quivering, right? Mechanism of a wacky rig.
I don't know.
I actually stopped at Fleet Farm to look for a box to do a modification because I'm sure there's going to be people coming out with $80 urchin storage boxes, so you can put 4 $20 urchins in an $80 box. Yeah. I came home with a few swim baits. So I feel like I've got a decent amount of swim baits. I'm not saying I won't buy a swim bait, but I'm not necessarily like hunting for swim baits. I definitely will. There's a few people that definitely want me to grab some of the Megabass colors for them. So I'll probably grab some of the Megabass release. Whether I keep them or maybe I donate them to my own St. Jude auction. You know, we'll see. So like urchins, I mean, seeing the new gear, it'd be kind of fun to grab some of the new chatterbaits just to like test those. Like if you can get your hands on the jigsaw or some other stuff and just talk about some of those. I don't really have a big hit list gear wise. I ended up coming home with a fair amount of stuff, but I also didn't have a lot of stuff on my list. Like I bought a couple Tato Eon swim baits the last couple of years. But I got 2 of those now. Do I need a third one? Tacklecraft's supposed to be bringing a special bait. I feel like I'll probably end up getting one of those, whatever that is. But I just meeting the people, walking around, look at the boat, see what's new, be opportunistic, right? If there's an opportunity to do something cool or see something cool.
I just haven't heard much. I know we talked about that earlier, but I haven't I haven't seen any hype of stuff. So
yeah, and maybe we'll see that coming out too. Ben's checking you out. He's noticing your.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, I'm down 25 pounds. Not as fat, Debo.
Oh, it's all good, Frank. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's not just you. He bullies me too. So
Oh, yeah. I guess that I don't have like a strong hit list, but sometimes you hear about things too, and then you hear like there's a yes, limited release color, new baits. I think we'll learn more. I think in the next 2 weeks, people will start pumping that out. I mean, we still have almost 2 full weeks. I expect March 1st, I think we'll start seeing some of those releases of people. Yeah,
because last year my man Francisco was my secret shopper down in Texas since I couldn't go. And Yamamoto had one that like red color.
Yeah,
it was like a spin-off of Raging Red. Yeah, oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, good call. Yes, that, and then I think there was somebody else who had something he got me. It was pretty cool seeing those the special colors. Hopefully Missile Baits will. I love their stuff. I just re-upped on some of theirs. Are you a Missile Baits fan?
Yeah, I like their Magic Worm and
Chunky D's or
Chunky
the
D's and
little mini D chunk. Really like those.
Yeah, Willie Pete's got new minnows coming out. I don't know. Yeah, I've heard rumors that they'll be talking about releasing. I don't know if it's going to be available or they're just going to announce the new Garmin. So that might be kind of cool.
I wish. No, not cool enough to get a Missile Baits color.
I mean, we are the country of hockey, Frank, so that's pretty clear. So we have that going for us.
You brought that on yourself, being a Canadian Grammy. I mean, that's just self-inflicted pain.
Yeah, I need to get on that because I definitely want it to come out no later than March. So, or no later than April. I want it to come out. So, yeah, I guess
Carolina rigs a buzzbait. You know, actually funny, my dad and we used to Carolina rig floating Rapala minnows for like brush piles and stuff. Great way to catch. That's actually how Dad caught his PB, 9-something pounder. It works.
Look at that. AJ's working on a craw tube-sized weedless tube head.
Ooh.
So bigger jumbo stupid weedless head for craw tubes. Illuminathan says there's a big sale on Lawrence at the Classic.
Wow.
I do have a couple cool baits here. I know you don't like looking at baits and stuff, but
Love
I did have
being a bait nerd. What is that?
Channel member donate this. That's a Sly Guy Gill for a St. Jude auction. And then this donut glide.
Donut?
It's like 7 inches, but weighs like 4 ounces. It's like a
holy smokes,
like a big heavy cake donut. So yeah, I guess I think I'm actually gonna get the first round of. So for those who don't know, fishing the St. Jude, the Dick Hiley St. Jude Bass Classic again this year, where we're raising money for St. Jude's for children's cancer. So last year, we signed up late. In 6 weeks, we raised like $12,000. So this year, we're hoping to exceed that. So
wow,
I can post a link to donate in the chat, but we'll be starting a series of auctions. So we'll do like 1 week in February into March, another full week in March, and then one in April as we get closer, where I've got some stuff and some baits and some sweatshirts and cool stuff. And then I'm also having like AJ and Tacklecraft paint some cool baits that they're going to donate for these auctions. And like everything goes to the charity and the kids. So more to come on that. Stay tuned. It's a super cool tournament. I will drop the link down if anybody's interested in donating a few bucks. Anybody that donates $10 or more will be in a drawing for a $100 Omnia gift card. So yeah, got that going on. we'll keep mentioning it as we get closer, but that's the first weekend in May on the Mississippi River. So last year the tournament raised, so it was 97 teams. In one tournament, we raised $1.12 million for St. Jude.
What? Just a bunch of freaking random bass guys can do that. Think of all that we could be doing to.
Yeah.
Wow. Good on y'all. Yeah, because cancer is a piece of crap.
Right. And it's even a bigger piece of crap when it's kids.
Yeah. Wow.
What pool? We go out of pool 4 in Wabasha. Yeah. So, and Frank Jr. Fished it last year, so I think he's coming back, and Matt Pangrek does it, and so yeah. This year we filled early in January with the 100-boat cap, so it's a full field of fundraising, and we're excited to get after it. So.
I am definitely not great against the names that he just threw up. My stuff would look like kids' work. Thank you, though, Dave.
I'm sure. But all right. Well, it seems like we've kind of tapped out the questions. We'll probably wrap this up and reach out. If you can't make the meetup on 11:30 on Saturday, my DMs are open. I'll be at the Powerhouse booth. I'll probably be doing some stuff at the McKee booth for Dobbins. So I'll be around for sure Friday and Saturday all day. I might be on the water on Sunday, but yeah, don't be bashful about sending me a note and meeting up. So
same.
And look forward to seeing everybody. So, all right. Well, let's wrap this up. And next week, I will say before we sign off, I'm having Robert G on, and we're going to preview the Classic next week because he is from Knoxville, and he missed making the Classic by 2 spots on his home lake. But he's going to help us break down and preview the Classic from like a fishing standpoint and that kind of stuff. So that'll be next week's show, and then I'll be traveling the Wednesday night of the Classic, but I probably will do some ad hoc live streams, maybe from the Powerhouse Lithium House or meeting up with people or from the show. Just kind of stay tuned and have your notifications on. So cool, dude. All right, everybody, be good, and hopefully we'll see most of you guys in a few weeks.
See y'all soon.